It alerts you to danger, to beware of a dog. It even tells you where Costco is.
But you probably never gave a second thought to it. But Peter Rosen met someone who has, who wrote the unique history of the typeface of the future.
Drive downtown with professor and graphic designer Doug Thomas.
Let's see what we got.
And it becomes clear.
Highway Gothic. Interface is the typeface, sorry.
He is a man
Open sans for the top part in sans serif, and then below it's Baskerville.
of letters.
So is the proper term font nerd?
Probably font nerds, what you'd say. Taking pictures in the subway, signage on the street, neon, ampersand. Almost any family trip, I will point out some font thing that I see.
Especially one variety.
Futura, so that's all Futura.
Futura. A typeface that he writes in the book Never Use Futura ushered in the future. Once most letters had serifs, little feet sort of. But in 1927 in Germany, Paul Renner unveiled a sleek new font without sans serif.
Really the first sans serif that really tried to go at a geometric design, triangles, squares, circles, and really create a font designed for a modern industrial age. And it represented modernism. It represented something completely new and different.
The Nazis, who preferred traditional tractor type, at first called it degenerate. But everywhere else,
in part because it was so popular in the United States, American companies immediately tried to mimic and manufacture their own knockoff copies of it.
Futura and its knockoffs were a hit.
Vogue and Vanity Fair. Ike used it. Nixon used it.
And went far, even to the moon.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Doug Thomas might have first encountered Futura-like fonts on the crayons he used coloring along with TV artist Bob Ross, and then perhaps on his parents' PC.
Getting to type documents on my parents' early computers and enjoying the kind of thrill of changing the font. So the Vanafi, that's Futura. UTA Tracks logo uses Futura. The signage inside the City Creek. Oh, there we got it. And the clearance sign, the for lease sign up on the building there.
These days, Futura and its knockoffs, he says, are alive and well.
In the 95 state.
On buildings, big box stores.
So Costco, Futura bold, italic.
Logos. And in Wes Anderson movies. You may not give typography a second look.
Here's the original. Fonts have meaning. Fonts have embedded cultural values and ideas in them. It's a cousin of Futura.
But Thomas says it sends a message.
And what about Futura?
Well, I think honestly Futura has been so used by tech companies. I mean, so for example, Google, that it kind of honestly speaks to both modernization, which I think is what they want, but also a certain uniformity of our tech world that we belong to now.
After almost 100 years, Thomas says, that font of the future still has something to say about the world. And you don't need to be a man of letters to get the message. Peter Rosen, KSL 5 News.